Top of it, top of it. It's your boy Coach One Stack, man. We at it. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody got them some good sleep last night, and I hope everybody got them some good sleep. Of course, hope everybody got them some good sleep and everybody woke up by the grace of God and did a little prayer today. Gave your morning affirmations, to God, and celebrate your little wins, guys. But I got a little video coming to you, man, that, I didn't even think was coming. This is about, I guess apparently Jay-Z, Jay-Z had been the one back in the day sleeping with Rihanna at the same time as Chris Brown, and Jay-Z is the one who gave Rihanna the herpes. And as you remember, when Rihanna gave Chris Brown the herpes after a concert, this is when Chris Brown and Rihanna's domestic violence took place. He found out what he had got, and the rest was pretty violent. You have to go pull the video for yourself. But this herpes thing has been going around, Hollywood and the music industry for quite some time. It just seems like it's the norm. It just seems like it's the norm. But Jonathan Hay, who was Rihanna's publicist at the time, that's somebody that's very close to her. He knows everything. He's seen all the skeletons. Let me just show you what he had to say, and we're going to get more into this video. Okay, guys?
In the last interview, we spoke about Rihanna and Jay-Z. And when I asked you if you believe they had anything together, you said that you do believe that there might have been something that was going on with them. I want to ask you if you heard of this story, during that time, because this is what I believe was floating around the internet. They were saying that allegedly Jay-Z gave Rihanna an STD, and that Rihanna allegedly gave that STD to Chris Brown. And that's what caused the fight, the breakup or whatever, that Jay-Z was allegedly sleeping with with Rihanna at the same time that Rihanna was sleeping with Jay-Z. Did you hear anything about that? Would you happen to know if that's true, or maybe not true, but if you heard anything about that?
I did hear those rumors, and when you said Jay-Z was sleeping with Chris Brown, I also heard that rumor as well.
Oh, so you heard a rumor of Jay-Z hooking up with Chris Brown as well?
Yeah, because...
See, now, the thing is, Jay-Z had been sleeping with Chris Brown too. See, you guys will notice that these industry people, man, they go from like being, kind of small to mid-grade, then they just blow up through the sky like untouchable, like gods. See, that's when you have sold your soul. And Jay-Z and Diddy are gatekeepers for that. And like I said, when you're dealing with different types of entities, once you get to certain levels, they consider themselves as gods, and they consider the male and the woman as being the same, being, hey, it's one whole, it's the same whole. It doesn't matter if it's a, man or woman does not exist. It's just a whole, a person. And so this is why you see a lot of the, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but throughout all these lawsuits, you have seen nothing but, you see mostly men. If you look at the Diddy lawsuit, it's been mostly men that are suing him, saying that they're assaulted. Of course, he did his fair share of women. Of course, he did his fair share of little people, but so many men have accused him of this. And now it's Jay-Z's turn. And Jonathan Hay, who was Rihanna's publicist, that means he's with her wherever she goes. That means he speaks for her. He's her mouthpiece. He's almost like her attorney, but not quite an attorney. He does the talking to the media, which means he is in the know. Just like Will Smith's publicist was the one that caught him and Dwayne Martin in the dressing room doing you know what. You dig what I'm saying? So it really comes as a shock that Chris Brown is intertwined in this. And now, but it makes sense because all of these people, man, I'm gonna get a list together today. All these young men who came into the industry and who were all innocent, all of a sudden you don't notice that they all got on drugs, and they all started getting all these tattoos. They start trying to act extra manly. That's because somebody have taken their manhood and gotten behind them. Like I said, Jay-Z and Diddy Combs, they're somewhat as they're what you call a sub. And the rest of these people, I mean, they're what you call a dominant, and the rest of these people are what you call a sub. That means a sub is doing whatever the dominant tells them to do. And so to move up in this music industry, it's a lot of subs that have done a lot of things that they are ashamed of. And now Chris Brown being one of them. You know, you don't notice that Chris Brown now smokes cigarettes. You know, why does he smoke cigarettes? Because when you're messing with that nose candy, you know, when you're not doing the nose candy, most people tend to smoke cigarettes. And no singer in his right mind would be smoking cigarettes and gang banging, being a blood gang member in California. If, you know, being a blood gang member in California, you know, unless there was a reason behind it. Maybe he's a gang member for protection. And like I said, when they don't have the stuff they put up their nose, they tend to start smoking, and that is a telltale sign that someone is on that nose candy. But Chris Brown, you know, went berserk off the radar, and he has his own set of problems where he's been locking women into hotel rooms, pushing the couch in front of the door so people can't get out, in his own domestic cases, let's just say. But guys, you know, I ain't want to keep you. I just wanted to drop a little info on y'all, just a little bit of knowledge this morning, just to let you know, man, how the day is going to play out and the content that we're going to leave them. But other than that, man, you know, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, people, and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. And remember, guys, to stay blessed, never stress, make sure you never get finessed, right? And stay blessed and stay the fuck up out of trouble.